This is, where are we now? January 10th, 2013, in 16 the Greenway, the famous 16 the Greenway, Hounslow.
16 the Greenway.
And
Yeah.
a short interview with my mother, Mrs. Kirti Kumar. She's going to just tell us a little bit about background and right up to current date. So take it away.
Okay. I was born in Karachi in 1939, and Karachi was my grandfather's place. Maybe he was on his duty or something. And actually I'm from Multan, and my grandparents were also in Multan. But since my grandfather was in railways, maybe he used to get transferred. So I don't remember much about Multan. I remember my uncle who was a tailor master. And I remember a little river. The shop used to be near the river. And I remember myself being on the shop once. And I remember my Nana's house was nearby. It was a very nice house, and bricks, red bricks. And he used to have a lot of dogs, and he used to give milk to the dogs, that I remember. But then I think we came to Delhi in 1945, but I don't remember much before that.
That came for the partition?
Before partition.
Gotcha.
So when the partition was in 1947, and we were in Delhi, we saw quite a bad, terrible scenes, because here Muslims were running away. And once I saw, we had a house across there they used to be, and the door was, we used to run when the bullets used to go on, and we used to leave the doors open so that the doors don't get damaged. So once I saw the bullet going across the road, coming across the road and going through the door to the other side. So that's it, and we used to keep few things ready so that nobody comes.
How old were you then?
I think I was nearly 9.
Must have been pretty scary.
But we were all 5, 6 of together, and that was the family support, and we weren't alone. And after Pakistan, just before Pakistan, I remember that my grandfather Nana died, and it was, my mother had to rush to Multan, and I was left there with my nanny for some time. I don't remember, a year, 2 years. So that was a good time. My nanny was very affectionate, and I got all her attention. And I think when I came back, then they put me in school. But we didn't used to go to school at 3 or 4. I think it must be. I don't remember. Yeah, I remember my previous schooling in Multan, and the teacher was really hard. She was really hard, and she used to punish us. And later on, when everybody came from Pakistan, and this teacher was my mother's aunt. And when she comes and to teach us, and then I didn't like her because I had early memories. Anyway, the holidays we used to have when we were children, it was going to my bua's place in Dehradun. And because my bua had a very good place near the station, we used to get from the station, and used to walk to her house. And she has a lot of land and a lot of vegetation. And in one corner she gave to my chacha, who was a tailor in Multan. And again I used to talk to him. He was always smiling, and his family was there. And my Masi was in Mansouri, the hill station. So from Dehradun to Mansouri was just an hour going up on the mountains. And that we used to have good holidays. My master used to.
How did you travel, by train?
No, that was the bus.
Okay.
Delhi to Dehradun by train, and from Dehradun to Mansouri by bus. There's going on the. So they used to look.
And there was no restaurants on the way. You used to take food with you.
No, it's just 2 hours journey. We never used to eat out. No, there was no restaurant. People used to have their own packet lunch. These days now there's dabas.
In those days there wasn't even dabas.
No dabas, no tea stalls. We just rode, and then you go there. Maybe people used to take pack things. And there we had a good time. That he was in the post office, postmaster.
And nowadays everyone carries water. bottled water? How do they carry water?
There's no need to carry water. We can put tap water if we need to. I don't remember carrying water. But yes, we were a big family, so when we used to go on holidays, and just before that, when we came, after partition, in 1950, my father got transferred to Darjeeling, and then the whole family went, and that was it's a long journey. I think 4 days there's those time, and we never used to buy food outside, not on the stations, and it's a big family, like 4 5 children, one nanny, and two parents. So we used to have first class compartment with 6 seats, and we used to take our little thing, burn fire, and then make khichdi in the train, and everybody like khichdi and chachar, or maybe one day food we used to have. So that was good, the whole family eating together. And when we went to Darjeeling, I think it was also around 8, 9, maybe, no, 11, 10, 11. And the beautiful scenes were beautiful, and the views, and the tea plantation, and memorable place, and very simple. There's no buses, there's no cars. We used to go
There
by
are tea plantations in Darjeeling.
just like they gradually, if the water comes from the top, they don't have to stop. If they stop, the plants will be will disintegrate or maybe die. So it has to run like that. But there used to be a couple of other fruits, and mostly they used to have peanuts. Peanuts was the like snacks anybody could buy. No snacks like that, chivra, this, nothing.
So what did you study in, and then tell me about education in Delhi?
So when I went there, I was in school. It's a school. But when I went to Darjeeling, there was English schools. We were in English medium. So what my father did, he got two of his people working under him, and they will come and teach us at home. So we had a private education. So I and other Shanti were studying together. So we just came to the same class. He was 2 classes ahead of me. Now we were in the same class. And Usha and Ramesh used to get another teacher, and they were both naughty. They didn't want to study. So they knew the time is there for the teacher to come. They will go and sit on the road, and they will pretend they are doing havan. One will say, "Oh, boss, other one will do samigri," and just pretending. And the teacher won't disturb them because they were doing so much puja in the middle of, because there are no cars, no cycles, nothing. It's the main plain roads for walking. And he will say, "Come, Bhabhi ji, I cannot disturb them." And anyway, we came back like in Delhi, 1952, and then I appeared for my metric, and others, we both appeared together, and we both passed. And then Adarsh Shanti got married after 2 years, and we did another 2 years together. And then she got married. Then I did my graduation. Then I went. Then they got when I was doing my exams in graduation, they got transferred to Banaras, and in Banaras. We got the place in Moti Mahal. Moti was the king of Banaras, but now he wasn't very rich, so he rented half of his behind the back part of his palace to us and a couple of other railway employees. So it was a big lake at the back, and a lot of guava trees. Now, since I had done my studies a little faster than Ramesh, Usha, and Ved. Ramesh was younger to me by 4 years. And so Lalaji used to teach us in the morning, like English and maths. And the daytime, I will teach them. And Bhabiji will teach them Hindi and few subjects. And Usha could take it. Usha, Ramesh, and Ved were same class. But Ved won't take it because he was elder to me by 1 year. So it's perhaps he didn't feel like, I'm younger and teaching. So what he will do, he will go and put his books into the lake. He will say that monkeys have taken the books. So anyway, And they all appeared for exams. And Ramesh, I will give the homework. He will go and climb on the tree. There was a lot of mango trees and kadam trees. And he won't study at on the chair or something, but he will go in the tree and just sit there and do his work. And they appeared for exams and they passed, and so we were happy about that. Now I had to go to Banaras, but before that, Himmi wouldn't study. Himmi was 7, 8 years old, and I went for my teacher's training to Punjab because I won't get in Banaras because I was 18 years old, and they would take it only when they are 20 because they said if she qualifies at age 19, the students will be same age as her. So anyway, I went to Punjab and did my training. And I came back and I told my mom, I said, why is not Himmi going to school? Mommy said, you ask her. I said, him? No, we won't study. We don't want to study. I said, okay. I'd learned all the methods how to teach children this way, that way. So I said, okay. So one part of this palace was empty because the person who used to stay upstairs was empty. I said, okay, we'll go upstairs and we'll just play. So I just started thinking about how to teach her. But I took her to the school and the headmaster tested her. He says, oh, I know her age is third standard, but she cannot go to first standard. She doesn't know anything. I said, okay. And then after 3 months, I tried quite a lot on her and I took her to school. And they admitted her to third standard. And they didn't tell me anything, good or bad. So next day when I was, in the morning, I was doing my neti, whatever physical exercises we do with yoga. The headmaster was the friend of Lalaji. They used to go for a walk. And he came, he said, Madan Sahab, I want to congratulate you. I said, whatever there is. He said, yes. Your daughter has done wonders. 3 months ago, this girl didn't know anything. We couldn't put her first standard. Now, yesterday we admitted her third standard. I thought that was a win, coming from him. Now I knew this that I'm in the good books of this headmaster. So I used him for a couple of things when I went away. I said, you teach Usha. And then he became a good family friend, looking after them. Whatever I was doing, then he was doing. And then I went to, again I got a call in Punjab that I got a job, there's a job, more jobs. Krishna auntie was there because I met Krishna auntie in Punjab in my teacher's training. And she said, come here, there are jobs. In Banaras, I didn't try much. And when I went there, I went to the district managers also were organizing jobs. I said, I want to go where my friend is. She told me one thing very nice, that your friend is a headmistress. If I send you there, you will be second teacher there. But suppose I've got 2 chapatis and I've got 2 children, I'll give one each. I won't give 2 to 1. I understood her. Anyway, she gave me appointment letter. And I went to the school and there were 3 teachers and a couple of other staff. And it was a middle school. Middle school means like the junior school. But even then, they were in 8th class, they were up to 8th class. Even 8th class have a university exam. So I went there and I asked the teachers, where your headmistress? Because I want to give my appointment letter. They were a bit scared, I could see that. She said, you are the headmistress. I didn't know that. I got that. So innocent that I didn't know that. I didn't read the letter anyway. Anyway, it was a cushy job, people won't let me cook. They say, you just teach them because they didn't have a teacher for a few months. Food will come. Food will come to you. They accommodated me. And then anyway, Lalaji came from Banaras. He got me engaged, so I had to get married, come in Delhi and get married. And then anyway, I was getting jobs in Delhi and in Patiala. Again, good jobs, teaching jobs. And I was still studying, doing more subjects so that I had better chances. Then anyway, Surbi was born in 1962 and then things came up like travels to, first travel was Hong Kong. Very exciting, very new. Had to run and get the passport. It was very difficult being unknown. Papa went. He said, if you want to come, get a passport, otherwise you miss the chance. And in India, to get a passport, anyway, a few people, Usha knew, they pulled something and they got in turn. And anyway, then we went to Bombay. Bombay over there, it was not good because we had a very small room, like the middle room, and we had to cook for this guy whose house was there. And he used to teach you every day, go and put Papa's shoes into the bucket. Then you will go with the knife and you just go around. Oh, Kumar, your son came with his knife today. He was studying. After all his teaching all these days, one day he was going to work and he couldn't find his shoes. He said, I don't know where my shoes are. When he goes for bath, his shoes were in the bath. The way he used to teach you to put Papa's shoes, you put his shoes into the bath, into the bucket. He couldn't say anything. He said, I cannot say because I taught him to do that. And that's it. And then...
Tell me a little bit about Lalaji and Babaji.
Lalaji, Babaji were very religious, and Lalaji, when Pakistan happened, my one chacha came from Karachi. He had a big business, hotels, and he lost all his business. He was just on the road. And then he came and stayed with us, and then I could see so much pain. And another chacha also. There's two chachas. He had to look after them and his family. And he was very composed. I saw him. I never saw him worried in his life. He didn't have much money, but he has a good job, But family, 2 families looking after, 3 families looking after, Naniji looking after. Then his Ari Samaj work. But when he used to eat his food, that was something very good, that he was fully concentrated. Either we read the newspaper, but he will not talk politics, he will not talk on family matters. Food time, his concentration was full on food. I don't know. And he will wake up in the morning and do his yoga and do his exercise, his morning walk. And he used to take us for walks as well, make us do all the exercises. But he won't sit much and listen to the things or gossip. He says, I don't have time. He will read. He will read quite a lot and make a lot of notes. He used to write a lot. And he was a scholar in his own ways, that he will write poetry, Hindi poetry, Urdu poetry. English expression was good. And he will work a lot, And then he will go and wherever he goes, he will make an Ari Samaj. Even in Indarpuri, he broke there was a little stone thing, they say pahad tha, so he broke it and made the Ari Samaj. Well, people contributed the money. Same thing he did in Vikaspuri, same thing. He got the land allotted, called people. People contributed money, but it was his effort. Bhabiji was very loving, very loving. I haven't seen any person who's not appreciating the way she used to talk. I think she had her heart into everything. And people still feel, the way she talks, whichever relation it was. Neighbors, friends, even the servants, whatever, who's a driver, whosoever will come. Even these 2 teachers who used to teach us in Darjeeling, they will be just clinging to Bhabiji as if their own mother. So that affection was marvelous. And then we came to London, and then we know the rest. Struggle here because jobs, and then I had to study here for a couple of years, 4 years. Then these people, they will say, your graduation is A levels, we won't give you job, you are not good, your English is not good. But when they saw University of London, then they couldn't say no. So that got me entered into that. But I enjoyed it. Studying was good for me. I enjoyed it. And the religious band was there, spirituality was, the seed was there. I learned transcendental meditation, Buddhist meditation, and other things. And once I was meditating Friday evening, I came from work and I was on Trafalgar Square. I used to work near there. And I said, let me do my meditation here. So I 20 minutes, I don't know where I was, and there was so much people, so many birds, so many pigeons. But that 20 minutes were good, but my things were, handbag was still there where I left it before. So then now the rest is just obvious. Things have been little up and down, but I think in the whole spectrum everybody has. So
Okay, thank you very much.
yes.
Appreciate it.